If you're thinking about traveling with your dog from Trinidad to Canada, you might want to watch this video. What you need is obviously to make sure that your dog is vaccinated. Most importantly, the rabies vaccine. You have to get your dog microchipped and spayed. Now, it's not necessarily a requirement, but it's much easier to get, the paperwork done that way. I hired someone to help me with the paperwork in terms of going to Ministry of Health to get her documents for travel. When you're traveling with your pet, you have to check the airlines. Only two airlines that I know of that were traveling from Pearson to Piaco were American Airlines and Copa Airlines. Sage, I wanted Sage to go in cabin with me, and for you to travel with your dog in cabin, your dog has to be weighing 10 kgs with the carrier. So that does not mean your dog weighs 10 kgs. Sage weighs 5 pounds, and so is her carrier. So we were fine when it came to the weight requirement. Check your baggage, the carrier that you're using if you're going in cabin. The other thing you need to know is when you're booking your ticket, you can book your ticket and then afterwards do the paperwork for your dog, and then afterwards call the airline and book the airline, because with Copa, we used Copa, and with Copa, you have to call them ahead of time and let them know you are traveling with a pup. The person that I hired met me at the airport, we went through the paperwork and stuff like that. There's not much paperwork. Like I said, get your vet to give you a health certificate. I use Pet Life. Pet Life has 2 locations in north and south of Trinidad and Tobago. And Sage is microchipped and neutered. Prior to that, though, I did get the titer test done because we were supposed to travel in 2023. A titer test takes 6 weeks. This is for you bringing your dog back into Trinidad. Now, we haven't gone through the process yet of bringing her back into Trinidad because we're still in Canada. And from what I know, that process takes a little bit longer. And it's important to have, just do the titer test before your trip. So this is like planning ahead 2 months in advance. Now, if you have an emergency trip and you need to take your dog out of the country, or you're moving and you're taking a one-way, you don't need to go through that process. All your dog needs is a rabies vaccine and up to date with her vaccines, her deworming and stuff like that. You can talk to your vet. I would suggest, if you're in the north, talk to Sunny View or Pet Life. They have clients that have, they travel with their dogs. This information is really specific to traveling in cabin with your dog. Sage was fine in terms of me preparing her for her trip. If you're nervous about your dog, being scared on the plane or just in the airport environment, I highly suggest probably socializing your dog. And also, you can talk to your vet about medication that you can give your dog prior to travel. Sage did have a medication prior to travel, and she also used something called Rescue Remedy, which is an all-natural product that you can use for your pet. This can be used for times that they're anxious or they're stressed out. I didn't want her to be too stressed out. Sage is not a very social dog. We live a very isolated lifestyle where it's just her and I at home and her and I in the office at work. So that's what it was like for Sage and I. It was really a smooth process. We had to take a connecting flights because there's no direct flights from Trinidad to Toronto. So we took a connecting flight to Panama, and I did get the health certificate done in both English and Spanish. They didn't even look at it. They didn't ask for it, but it's always good to have those supporting documents. When we got into Canada, all they asked was to see her rabies vaccine, and I had that prepared for her. In the pile of documents that I have, keep your documents separate for your dog in case you have to pull it out. That always helps. And it's really a smooth process. I was very, very nervous, as most fur moms are, traveling with your pet for the first time, but they're family, they're like our children. And it was nice. It was beautiful. The experience was nice. Now, you might be wondering about potty areas and stuff like that. Sage is potty pad trained. So what I did was I walked with a few potty pads on me, laid them down on the airport. You can go into the bathroom. Trinidad does not have a pet bathroom. Panama does, and so does Toronto. But when you're going for your bathroom break or whatnot, you can just put the potty pad there and, give them some time. They will hold their bladder. The other thing prior to travel, do not feed your dog at least 6 hours before. I would say 4 to 6 hours. I got up really early prior to our flight. I gave her something very minimal to eat. I made sure she pooped at home and she pottied at home before. And when we got to the airport, I took her out for a bit of a walk. This is just to get her, a little bit tired, and also if she had to poop or pee before we got onto the flight, which she did. So she was fine. She was not barking, and the times that she did start to bark was when we got onto the aircraft, and I just literally just put my hand in front of the carrier just so she can sniff me and smell me, and I just told her to be quiet, and she was fine. She was fine. She did not make a sound. You do put your carrier in the seat in front of you, so obviously certain seats, like the exit seats, are seats that you cannot book, right? And more than likely, the airline will move you if you have been booked to one of those seats. You cannot fly also first class with your pet. It's a no-no, so you're going to have to fly economy with them. And that's okay because it's worth it. Dogs are part of our life, they're family, and we want them with us. And Sage was good. Now, the only thing that we have to be worried about now is our flight back home to Trinidad. The laws are a bit different. And from what I heard, bringing your pet back into Trinidad can be a hassle, but we'll see and we'll keep you posted. But those are the tips that I have basically when you're traveling with your dog. If you want any more information, reach out to us, send us a DM, send us an email, and we'll be happy to get back in touch with you. Until then, we'll see you guys later. Bye.